Hello, people of the internet. Today, I'm going to be doing a few shoutouts before my video really starts because, anyways, let's just get on with it. All of the links to their channels will be the top 3 links in the description, so yeah, you should really go subscribe to them. First, I want to shout out FP448. Yeah, subscribe to him. It's just the best thing you could do. Second person you're going to want to subscribe to is Unsanitized Toaster. He is a man-child. And the third and final shout out I want to give today is to a man named Tanka7. I made him a profile picture, and he's using it. I did make Unsanitized Toaster a profile picture, but he hasn't put it up yet because I forgot to send it to him. Yeah, subscribe to Tanka7 too because he makes very cool videos. He made a couple about Slazo recently. I made one too. But yeah, also Tanka7 Travis kind of looks like Slazo, so ironic. But yeah, subscribe to them. Also, I almost forgot. I wanted to mention that my little brother started a YouTube channel called Ninja Squirrel. So, yeah, go subscribe to him too. I decked out his channel with all, like, editing, thumbnails, a banner, and a profile picture. So, yeah, he'll be the 4th link in the description, actually. So, yeah, thank you, and enjoy. So today is going to be in a regular story time. It's going to be about a kid that managed to semi-severely hurt himself. Not severely, but he hurt himself at school twice in a row, 2 days, in the last week of school. And yeah, he had to go to the nurse one of the times. The other time he just laid on the ground and he prayed for his life. So honestly, we should just get right into the story. So, the first day, it was a normal day entirely up until last period. We were all sitting in the room waiting for school to be let out when, my friend Tanka7, yes, it was actually Tanka7, starts grabbing on Unsanitized Toaster's book bag. And then they play tug of war with it. And, I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard of this thing or seen anyone do it, but there's this thing you can do when you're playing tug of war where you let go and your opponent flies full speed backwards at the wall behind them. I mean, I myself have used this trick many, many times to epically prank my brother who was trying to steal something from me. And then he told my mom and I got in trouble, but that's the part that doesn't matter. But anyways, we were sitting in class and we were in a crowded classroom with 30 kids. They were all talking because, you know, it was the end of the year. The teacher wasn't really going to be hard on us if we talked. And it was last period. Actually, it was after last period. It was just dismissal. And everyone was waiting for the bell to ring. But the teacher still wasn't teaching. I don't know if you guys have that for your last period class. The teacher doesn't actually, teach at the end. It's just, you sit there and wait for the bell until it's ready. And it's boring. But hey, I'd rather be talking to my friends about Bubble Guppy's fan fiction for 15 minutes than reading Shakespeare the Tempest while halfway falling asleep in my seat. But it was at that point in the day where no one was really even trying to learn anything, no one even really cared what was happening, and they were all just kind of sitting there waiting for the day to let out. And Travis, or Tanka7, was yanking on his book bag, and he was praying for dear life. He did not want to let that book bag go because he knew if Travis got a hold of it, he would empty the book bag upside down or something along those lines just to make Unsanitized Toaster or Dominic extremely mad. So Dominic was getting dragged over the table, holding on for dear life onto his Nike book bag, while Travis, in his Bruins shirt, by the way, they lost. The Blues won. Sorry, Travis. But he's just pulling at full speed. And then Travis pulls the trick I was talking about earlier where you let go and it flies back. The book bag goes faster than Dominic does, and it ends up smacking him directly in the face. And he just goes completely pale. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, you okay? And he's like, is my nose bleeding? And he grabs his nose, and I'm like, no. And then I see a little drip of blood. I'm like, oh yeah, it's bleeding, but it doesn't look that bad. Speak of the devil, it started raining blood. It just started running down his face, and yeah, it sure didn't seem like fun, but you know, I don't get nosebleeds that often unless I'm watching anime. No, I don't watch anime to get nosebleeds, okay, I promise. But yeah, it kind of looked like a faucet of water that was turned all the way down, but it wasn't dripping. It was still running at like constant rate, but it wasn't really fast. And it was still really like thin, and it was just dripping down his face. And I was like, oh, well, that's not good. And he immediately tilts his head back. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're going to get blood in your sinuses. So if you didn't know, there's a myth where if you get a nosebleed, you're supposed to tilt your head back to keep the blood. No, don't do that. Let the blood get out. Because if you tilt your head back, it's going to go back in your nose, and that's not good. But he starts with his head facing 90 degrees upwards, like a blind person, grabbing around trying to pull himself to the front of the classroom to get a tissue. He finally makes his way up there, and he grabs the tissue, puts it on his nose, and he's like, Miss Teacher? And then she immediately sees what's happening. She's like, oh. And yeah, he had to go to the nurse. Thing is, immediately after he left the classroom to go to the nurse, the bell rung. And on the way out, I saw him walking to the nurse's office. The next day, he told me that he had sat for 50 extra minutes in the nurse's office because they had to keep him there until his parents picked him up because he was having a nosebleed. But yeah, this story was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely freaking ridiculous and haha funny, okay? So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that story. But wait, there's more. If you were paying attention at the beginning of this video, I said that he got hurt twice in a row. That was only one of the times. So I'm pretty sure every school in America has this, but there's this thing called field day, where it's an entire day where you can go outside during school, and there's organized activities for you to have some fun outside, you know? And every school does it differently, but at our school we just had a soccer field, some bouncy houses, some chalk, and some cornhole on the pavement. I was minding my own business, playing at the soccer area during field day, you know, having some fun, when my friend Dominic comes over, which he was the one that got hurt previously, and he comes over, and I say, hey, I dare you to climb the goalpost, and he's like, okay, I'll do it. He climbs up, and in the middle of climbing up, so our goal isn't attached to the ground, it's just sitting there on top of the ground, so this thing could just do whatever it wanted, and it was also very loose, so it's like rusty, and it could bend, and it was not exactly like good to climb on. But anyways, this random kid, I don't know who he was, I think I know his name, but I can't say it, because you know it's YouTube, we gotta use fake names for this. But he runs over, and he like, as he's jumping towards the crossbar on the goal, he grabs it and he swings off of it like he's Spider-Man, tilting the goal forward, launching Dominic in the air, but he's still holding on with his hand. So now he's just head over heels over the soccer post, and I'm looking at this in slow motion, and he just floats up, and then he hits the climax, he stops moving, and then he starts falling down really fast, and then he goes smacks right into the goalpost, and a certain place that no boy wants to be hit is where he was hit. All I really need to say about this is that for the next 10 minutes, he was rolling around on the ground, seething in pain. It was very humorous to us, but I'm pretty sure that he was not very happy. But yeah, so that was that story. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.